What if I told you the camera of your dreams isn't a $5,000 flagship, but a mid-range beast that is about to change everything? For years, we have waited for a camera that doesn't just improve on the last model, but completely destroys the competition. We are standing at the edge of a massive shift in the industry. It feels exactly like the transition from DSLR to mirrorless all over again. Enter the Nikon Z6 IV. This isn't just another sequel in a long line of cameras. It is a massive statement of intent. The rumors for 2026 suggest that Nikon has stopped playing nice. If you thought the Z8 was the peak of Nikon's technology, think again. The floodgates are officially open, and the Z64 is the flood. To understand why this camera is being called the absolute camera, we have to look at where we came from. The Nikon Z63 was a fantastic hybrid machine, but it wasn't perfect. It had a few compromises that held it back from greatness. The biggest issue for many was the price. At $2,500, people expected a leap in resolution that just didn't happen. The 24.5 megapixel sensor was fast, but by 2025, photographers felt limited. In a world where 33 megapixels is the new baseline, having only 24 megapixels feels restrictive when you need to crop your images. There was also the issue of dynamic range. That partially stacked sensor was great for speed, but it introduced shadow noise that landscape purists hated. Add in some thermal issues during heavy 6K RAW recording and a battery-hungry viewfinder, and you can see why there was room for improvement. Photographers also missed the 4-axis tilt screen from the Z8. These weren't deal breakers, but they kept the Z63 from being legendary. This is where the story of the Z6 IV becomes incredible. This is rumored to be the first mid-range body to actually benefit from Nikon's acquisition of Red Digital Cinema. We aren't just talking about fancy filters. We are looking at a total overhaul of color science and internal processing. The headline feature is a brand new 33.3 megapixel full-stacked CMOS sensor. This move finally ends the debate between resolution and speed. With 33 megapixels, you get the extra room to crop while keeping the lightning-fast speeds that eliminate rolling shutter. But the real magic is in the brain of the camera. The anticipated XE8 processor is expected to debut human intent autofocus. This isn't just tracking a subject. It is predictive AI. It understands the flow of a scene. It can find a bride's eyes through a crowded dance floor or predict a bird's flight path before it even leaves the branch. The technical specs under the hood are where Nikon is truly aiming for the throat of the competition. For the first time in this tire, we are looking at internal 6K open gate recording at 6OP. This is huge for social media creators who need to crop vertical and horizontal video from the same clip. And for the slow-motion junkies, uncropped 4K at 1:0p is finally on the table. But the secret sauce is the red color science integration. Imagine professional-grade skin tones and highlights that require zero post-production fixing. This is the Mini Z9 we have all been asking for. To solve the ergonomic divide, Nikon is reportedly testing a Multiflex hinge. This design offers the fully articulating flip screen for vloggers and a rugged 4-axis tilt for still shooters. No more choosing sides. You get both. Nikon is even rumored to include dual Express Type B slots, ending the one fast, one slow card slot era for good. However, there is a dark cloud of fear hanging over this excitement. It's called the Z8 paradox. If Nikon makes the Z60 for too good, why would anyone buy the more expensive Z8 or Z9? People are worried Nikon might cripple the camera on purpose. They might limit the buffer size, remove the dedicated AF on button, or throttle the thermal performance just to keep the flagship models relevant. There is also the fear of price creep. If the Z63 pushed the limit at $2,500, could the Z64 land at $2,999? For the everyday photographer, that $3,000 mark is a massive psychological barrier. If Nikon moves too far from its mid-tier roots, it risks becoming a niche tool for the few rather than the absolute camera for the many. And let's not forget the supply chain anxiety. A camera this ambitious could face massive stock shortages, leaving fans with nothing but pre-order receipts and broken dreams. Despite these fears, Nikon is in the middle of a massive rebirth. They used to be seen as a legacy brand playing catch-up, but now they are pioneers. The Red acquisition is already showing results with the new Nikon ZR cinema camera, which is exploding in popularity among Gen Z and millennial creators. Nikon is prioritizing market volume and ecosystem growth over short-term profits. They have over 50 Z-mount lenses now, and the lineup is stronger than ever. By trickling flagship technology down into accessible bodies like the Z64 and even the rumored Z52, Nikon has successfully shed its old school image. They are now seen as a hip, innovative leader for the next generation of visual storytellers. The momentum behind the Z64 is undeniable. Nikon has spent the last 3 years transforming from an underdog into a pioneer. This camera is the culmination of that journey. It is built for creators who refuse to be put in a box. It is for the wedding shooter who needs to switch from a high-res portrait to cinematic slow motion in a heartbeat. The era of the Z6 line being just okay is over. Nikon has looked at the Sony A7 V and the Canon R6 Mark III and decided to build an absolute beast that bridges the gap between enthusiast and elite professional. If the rumors of that 33-megapixel stacked sensor and red-powered color science hold true, the competition is officially on notice. In my best opinion, the Nikon Z64 is the most important camera release of the decade. It isn't just an upgrade, it is a reset for the entire industry. It proves that you don't need to spend $5,000 to get world-class performance. For the working professional, this is the ultimate tool. It gives you the speed of a sports camera, the resolution of a studio camera, and the color science of a Hollywood cinema rig all in one body. Nikon isn't just back in the game, they are changing how the game is played. The year of the absolute camera is finally here, and it's wearing a Nikon badge. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the gear that matters.